For over 4 decades, High Times magazine has been the chronicle of the underground marijuana culture. Now as marijuana goes mainstream, High Times is stronger than ever, running the best-selling magazine, their high-traffic website, and producing 5 U.S. cannabis cups and 1 international cannabis cup per year. Check out the latest news from High Times in our High Times Preview.
What's up, Stonerverse? Bobby Black here, coming to you from the DL Club here in New York City, where we are celebrating the amazing anniversary, 40 years of High Times magazine. This is an amazing, epic party. We have celebrities, we have staff, past and present, and we are at the forefront of marijuana legalization. So let's go check out this party. It's going to be banging.
It's wonderful to be here, and I think the only person we're missing is Tom Persad.
We used to have parties where we'd have tanks of nitrous oxide. You guys have a nitrous oxide tank here?
No comment.
Okay, well, that was our trademark in the early days.
I was on hand from the very beginning with Tom Persad back in 1973 when he came to my apartment with a couple of guns in a bag and he asked me to put them in my closet until he came back to retrieve them and offer me a job where he basically paid me seeds. I'm just very, very happy that it's still alive after 40 years. It's a vindication of all the work that we put into it and the vision that we had, that it's still here. It's really great.
We're trying to educate people about marijuana and also show them that there's a lot of people from all walks of life that consume cannabis responsibly, and we want to legalize it all over.
It's been great, such a ride. Like, I'm not a guy who smokes pot every day, always all day, and sometimes I go like a year or 2 without smoking pot, but I've always been really, really pro-marijuana. From the first time I stepped on the Stern Show, it was good radio, but it was always sincere, and then the guys from High Times loved me. One of my favorite things in the world was a 2-page spread they did on me in my garden.
Compared to what we were doing, now, mind you, when we were doing what we were doing, we didn't know if it was legal. When you took photographs, we didn't know if that was evidence against you. Nobody had ever done that before.
It was honest. You know, you're pro-pot, and they thought I was crazy, but now we're not crazy.
We've got 23 states and a District of Columbia where patients can legally smoke marijuana. We've got 2 states where adults can legally buy it and grow it and smoke it. It's perfectly legal. Yes, it's been a long struggle, but I think that the real story is we're winning.
We were convinced in 1976, 77, we were convinced it would be 2 or 3 years before it was legal. And the question was whether the alcohol industry would get it or the tobacco industry. Then came Nancy Reagan and a few other things. What I'm really glad about is that the big industries are not involved and that it's other people scrambling for it. It's exciting to see what has happened.
You are our first recipient of the Courage in Media Award for your actions to legalize cannabis, for what you've done for the movement in Alaska and nationwide, for your courage to stand up for your beliefs. We salute you.
Hopefully this wakes other people up. Hopefully we all take a stand. If you're in a position to make a difference, stop standing on the sidelines. Talk to people. Share your stories. And Alaskans, get out and vote on November 4th.
Charlo Green from Alaska there, closing out the High Times 40th anniversary party there at the DL. Thanks, guys. District Attorney Josh Markey for the No on Measure 91 campaign has not read Measure 91.
There's nothing in there about how the things are going to be packaged like you've seen.
Section 7, paragraphs 1 and 2A grant OLCC all the regulatory authority over sales and production.
There's nothing that says how it can be marketed. There's nothing that says how many hundreds of stores there can be in Portland.
Section 7, paragraphs 2F and G grant OLCC authority to regulate and even ban marijuana advertising. Section 29, paragraph 2A grants OLCC authority to limit the number of pot shops in a city or county.
And in fact, it's a 2-pronged thing. One has the OLCC, which has done such a great job of keeping alcohol out of the hands of teenagers.
Teen drinking dropped from 1/2 to 1/3 in the last 7 years.
We'll regulate marijuana for commercial sale, but then completely unregulated and untaxed, people will be able to have 8 ounces of marijuana, which is about 400 joints.
Section 6, paragraph 1 only allows 8 ounces of marijuana in the home if one is growing 4 plants.
We actually rolled it to find out. A pound of edibles, an ounce of hash oil, 72 ounces of cannabis liquid, which I never even heard of, and each household can grow 4 plants.
Oregon has the same public possession, edibles, and liquid limits as Washington, and lower home-grow, home possession, and hash oil limits than Colorado. Measure 91 has taken the best from Colorado and Washington laws and improved them. Learn the facts. Vote yes on Measure 91. This advertisement produced by the Russ Belville Show and is not sponsored or endorsed by the Yes on Measure 91 campaign. You can get 420 Radio on the go with the TuneIn Radio app for all